Hey, what's up guys? Todd here, and I know every Sunday we have our S2 service, which usually recaps the weekend message. And we know that this weekend is a very special weekend because today is Mother's Day, and we're able to celebrate and be thankful for our mothers. And Pastor Greg, he gives a special message kind of centered around this day. And he starts off by giving us some of these different life hacks, and these life hacks are all about prolonging our life, helping us to live a longer life. And so get this, the first life hack he tells us is that we need to eat dark chocolate daily, right? Eating more dark chocolate every single day is supposedly a way that you can live longer, and I'm totally down for that. This gives me a great excuse to eat chocolate. And the second one that he gives, or one of the other ones he gives, is listening to your dentist, flossing, doing some of the different things, having good dental hygiene, which I guess makes sense, but it's not as good as this one. And then check out this third one. This last one that I want to share with you guys comes straight from Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. This is from the 10 Commandments. These are 10 laws that God gives the nation of Israel during that time. And so the specific law in Exodus 20:12 says, honor your mother and your fathers, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. And I love this commandment because it tells us to treat our parents with respect and with honor and with love. And notice this is the only commandment that has a promise attached to it. What do I mean by that? Well, after it says honor your father and your mother, it says so that you may live long in the land your God is giving you. And so this leads perfectly into Pastor Greg's first point. One of the ways that we can honor our parents, honor our mothers specifically, is as children. And when I say children, that doesn't just mean when you're 5 or when you're younger or when you're 15. It could even be when you're 50, right? This is a timeless truth. As children, obey your mother. As children, obey your mothers. I know this is tough. I know this can be hard. I know for me personally, I think about growing up and how I was one that did not always obey my mom. I was one that was probably the child that got under her skin a lot, that thought she was just nagging, she just was doing things that were unfair. My sister was definitely the more obedient one, the one who didn't go against the grain. And when I think about that, I think about how sometimes I'm like, man, I don't understand why I can't do certain things. Or the first thing you think about is how, man, it is so unfair. You can say this, but I can't do this. And, the reality is God, He blesses us. He gives us these authority figures like our parents, like our mothers, for our best interests. Because He loves us. Even though we may not understand. Though we may think it's unfair, God does that because He loves us. In the same way, our parents do some of the things that they do because they love us, even though it doesn't seem like it. But regardless, our job and the command that comes from the Bible from God to us is to obey our parents, to honor them and treat them with respect. Second point, as youth, we need to magnify the good in her. What does that mean? Magnify the good in her? Well, that means talking good about our mothers, encouraging them, supporting them. Proverbs 18:21 tells us the power of our tongue. It talks about how words have power. They carry power to bring death and to give life. And so what we can do this Mother's Day is give life to our mothers. I want to challenge you guys today. Do this as soon as you're done watching this. Go tell your mom thank you. Go tell your mom or that grandparent or that motherly figure in your lives thank you for all that they've done, for all that they continue to do. Or you can even write a letter. You can call them. You can do all these different things. But I want to challenge you guys just to do something today that helps you encourage them, that gives life to your mother. And last point that Pastor Greg went through, as youth, we need to forgive the flaws in her. Forgive the flaws in her. And this is a very important one. I'll always remember my mom and what she taught me throughout my life. And she was definitely the person that forgave me. One of the first people to forgive me when I would mess up, or when I would stumble, when I would fall, when I would do something wrong that I wasn't supposed to. My mom definitely helped guide me to where I needed to go, but she also forgave me. And get this, even when I was at fault, and she had maybe some of that fault, she was one of the first people to ask for forgiveness. And that was always so shocking to me, because my mom, she demonstrated humility. She taught me how to forgive, and she taught me how to ask for forgiveness. And this kind of helped me and reminded me of Luke 23:34, where we see Jesus on the cross. And get this is some of the last words that Jesus says. He says, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. So Jesus, some of his last words, as he's suffering on the cross, he's saying, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And in that same way, I know if we think about it, all of our mothers have shown us this grace that really demonstrates Christ's love in our lives and in their lives. And so, this weekend, this day, guys, I just hope that you will spend some time with your families. I hope that you will spend some time to just tell your mom thank you, that you love them, that you appreciate them. And I hope that you are blessed today, and we'll see you guys next week.